Welcome. Welcome to the United States of America. It is such an honor for us to receive you here today. This is the land of the free, and we know that all of you have faced... I'm Chris Landau. First of all, let me introduce myself. I'm the Deputy Secretary of State of the United States. This is my friend Troy Edgar.
Yeah, I'm the Deputy Secretary of Homeland Security. And again, welcome. So great to have you guys here.
I know you've gone through a long flight. I cannot believe there are babies and children who are actually so well behaved. This is much better than mine are. So bless you for that. And you know, I think it's so happy. It makes me so happy to see you with our flag in your hands, and that flag symbolizes liberty for so many of us. Many of us, our families, have had a journey not that different from the journey that you are embarking on today. My own father was born in Europe and had to leave his country when Hitler came in the 1930s, and made his way to South America first and then eventually to the United States. So he is an immigrant who actually, you know, was able to benefit from the many blessings of this country. And one of the reasons that I really wanted to go and work for the government is because I wanted to give back to this country that really brought freedom to my family and allowed us to escape a very difficult situation in another country. So, you know, I know that this is going to be, you know, any adjustment in life, any change takes a while to get used to. But I want you all to know that you are really welcome here, and that we respect what you have had to deal with these last few years. We respect the long tradition of your people and what you have accomplished over the years. And I am sure that you will be successful. It's, as you know, a lot of you, I think, are farmers, right? When you have quality seeds, you can put them in foreign soil and they will blossom, they will bloom. And we are excited to welcome you here to our country, where we think you will bloom, and we will hopefully allow you to have fulfilling lives for your children, and then we will bloom and we will benefit alongside you. So thank you very much for coming here.
Yeah, I would like to...
That's the Trump administration welcoming the first wave of white South African farmers fleeing their nation's race-inspired land confiscation policies. And the Democrats and their mouthpieces and the legacy media are, of course, flipping out over this. That's right. Trump is letting in these white refugees, all the while ending Afghan protections. That's what Axios is flipping out over. How dare Trump let in all of these white South African refugees, but not let in these poor, defenseless, needy, persecuted, non-white Afghans. Axios. I mean, they're embarrassing. Unfortunately for the left-wing activists at Axios, they and their cultural Marxist ilk will have to suck on it, because these Afrikaners are but the first of many more to come. It's a new day in America. The cultural Marxists have been expelled from power, and now MAGA is running the show. You're going to absolutely love this. Come on in, gang. It's live stream Monday night. Great to see you all here, as we always do on Monday nights. We're going to move our lively discussion of all things culture and politics over to our exclusive censorship-free virtual platform. So if you want to join us over there for some sweet fellowship and awesome scholarly discussion, just scan that QR code. I love that QR code. Or click on the link below. For a very small monthly fee, you can have access to our exclusive Q&As, our exclusive content, our exclusive conversations and meetups, and you get to access all kinds of exclusive offers. Did I mention it's really exclusive? So just click on that link or scan the QR code to become a member of the Courageous Patriots Club, where thousands of us gather each and every week to restore the pillars of faith, family, and freedom as we usher in a new conservative civilizationalist age. Now, we'll head on over there in mere moments, but this really is something else, gang. It's really happening. Another promise made, another promise kept by the one and only President Donald J. Trump. Trump has been promising that he was going to grant expedited refugee status to Afrikaners, white South African farmers who've been targeted by the South African government for land expropriation. Now, if you don't know, this is going back a few years now. We've been following this as a channel now back, I think it was going back to 2017. The South African Parliament amended their nation's constitution to allow for the confiscation of white-owned farmland, but without any compensation whatsoever to the farmers and the landowners. And this measure was passed largely through the influence of the Marxist leader Julius Malema, who has a penchant for singing songs calling on his followers to shoot the Boer. I believe that's the title of the song that he likes to sing at all of his political rallies. Shoot the Boer, that is, shoot the white African farmer. Now, he actually, Julius Malema actually had to go to court for that song, but he successfully argued that the song was merely metaphorical. It was about destroying an apartheid system. The farmer, the Boer, is a symbol of a system. So he got away with it, and the court did not find him guilty of hate speech. That, however, has not stopped violence against white farmers. We've got statistics now that indicate that white farmers in South Africa are 4 times as likely to become victims of violence than your average South African citizen. Unfortunately, only 2 countries have thus far offered asylum to Afrikaners, Russia and Australia. But as of today, you can make that 3 countries. Now, Trump, to his credit, has taken the threats to Afrikaners quite seriously ever since the beginning of his administration. You might remember that back in February, he ordered an end to all U.S. aid completely, all financial assistance to South Africa. And he cited South Africa's controversial land reform law, which allows the government to expropriate land from white farmers without compensation. And simultaneously, Trump offered expedited refugee status to white South Africans, particularly Afrikaners, claiming they are victims of government-sponsored racial discrimination under the new land policies. And this move by Trump, this invitation to specifically Afrikaners, marks a notable exception to the broader suspension of U.S. refugee program that Trump has seen as abused and exploited by the Democrats. That's what Axios was flipping out over. Now, of course, it's not just Axios. The left as a whole is flipping out over there. They're screaming and yelling that Trump is making all of this up. There's no oppression in South Africa. There's no discrimination against whites in South Africa. They've been saying that for years now. Our good friend Orrin McIntyre said it best. Biden can drop off half of Haiti into Ohio and the left doesn't bat an eye, but Trump lets in 60 white refugees from a state that sings about murdering them, and it's considered by the left scandalous. And again, I'm not exaggerating on that. The Episcopal Church, the far left, ultra woke Episcopal Church, has just announced that they are refusing to participate in this. They're ending their decades-old partnership with the government to resettle refugees, like what they did with the Haiti refugees. They've gladly done that every single year during the Biden administration, no questions asked. But now, with these Afrikaners, if you can believe it, suddenly this Episcopal Church that's always for the poor, that's always for the downtrodden, that's always for the oppressed, suddenly they're citing their moral opposition to this. I kid you not. They are citing their moral opposition to resettling white Afrikaners from South Africa, even though they've been officially and legally classified as refugees by the Trump administration. In terms of refugee status, there is no difference between these Afrikaners and the, millions upon millions of other refugees that the Episcopal Church has helped to resettle in our nation. So the Episcopal Church has officially cut itself off from that resettling program entirely. Now, talk about cutting one's nose off to spite one's face. I mean, think about this. You have the left so livid over this that Trump would dare to treat white Afrikaners with the same dignity and worth as the left treats non-white refugees, that these left-wing activists disguised as clergy are actually voluntarily ending their NGO nonsense. They're voluntarily ending the human trafficking racket that they've been on the front lines of these last several years, simply because Trump is offending their cultural Marxist norms. To which we all say, amen to that. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. Thanks for voluntarily closing down what the Trump administration would probably have had to eventually ban anyway. I mean, it's stunning. They're doing us the favor. But unfortunately, this kind of impulsive moral absurdity really is par for the course when it comes to the cultural Marxism that dominates the left today. What's so key to get with cultural Marxists, like those in the Episcopal Church, which stopped having any semblance of Christian identity decades ago, is that they replace morality with Marxism. That's what, if you want to know why they're flipping out over these Afrikaners coming in as refugees, it's because in the end, they replaced morality with Marxism. You might want to write that down because that'll help make sense for things. Another way of looking at it is the cultural left has replaced good and evil, right and wrong, with two substitute categories, oppressor and oppressed. That's what I mean by they've replaced morality with Marxism. They replace good and evil with oppressor and oppressed. So there's no good and evil that extends beyond those two cultural Marxist categories, oppressor and oppressed. An oppressor is always wrong, an oppressor is always evil, and the oppressed group, the is always good, is always on the side of righteousness. So you don't have good and evil without the oppressor group, the victimizer group and the victim group. And the key for the cultural Marxists is that we always know who belongs to which group, right? What's the basis for knowing who belongs to which group? You've got an oppressor group, an oppressed group, right? A victimizer group that's always evil and a victimized group that's always good. How do you know the difference? Who belongs to which group? How do you know? What's the standard of discernibility here? You know them by their race. It's based on the color of their skin, or more broadly now, with identity politics, based on their gender or their sexual orientation or sexual identity or what have you, or gender identity. Cultural Marxism replaces classical transcendent good and evil with oppressor and oppressed. And it differentiates who belongs to which group by virtue of their race, by virtue of the color of their skin. And so these Afrikaners, by definition of their race, you see, in the Marxist mind, these Afrikaners, by definition of their race, cannot possibly be political refugees, because political refugees are victims. Political refugees are victims of oppression. Victims of oppression are, by definition, non-white. By definition. Whites have political power wherever they are, and therefore, by definition, belong to the oppressor group, the victimizer group. It's the power plus prejudice definition of racism, by the way. And thus, I need not tell you who these Afrikaners are by definition of their race. They're not victims. They're the victimizers. They're not oppressed. They are the oppressors. That's why the Democrats and their mouthpieces in the legacy media will bend over backwards to logical absurdities to deny that anything immoral is happening right now in South Africa. It's because morality has nothing to do with it. Morality has been replaced by Marxism. So thank God for President Trump. Thank God for what you did on November the 5th. Trump is bringing clear moral clarity to bear on this situation, that overt political racism, land confiscation based on the race of the farmer, will not be tolerated by this administration. The Trump administration will offer sanctuary to those who are being victimized by this overtly politicized racism, regardless of the color of their skin. It's called MAGA. And today, with the 60 new refugees from South Africa, America just got a little bit greater. Over to you. We got so much to talk about. We got lots of questions tonight. Remember, all you have to do is click on that link below, or you scan that beautiful code right there, that QR code. The code, it speaks to me. It's speaking to you. Scan that QR code and come on over and join our courageous Patriots Club for just a slight little monthly fee. You can have some of the sweetest and most awesome Patriot fellowship imaginable. Plus, you get to ask me all the questions you want. A lot of you are very kind to give me your super chats when we're up on live. But don't do the super chats. Remember, YouTube takes a nice big cut of those super chats. Just click on that link below or scan the QR code and come on over to our Conservative Patriots Club, where you can ask me all the questions you want all week long. It's awesome. Josh, do we have a couple of questions before we go? I don't know if we do or not. Yes, we do. Troublemaker, ROT Corp. Number 5, Dr. Turley, I noticed something about the electoral map of Canada you showed 2 weeks ago. Why is it that Western Canada is so much more conservative, but Western United States is so much more liberal and vice versa? Why is Canada so backwards? Yeah, it's a good question. I think you want to think of their West as more like our Midwest, going straight up from Texas. So if you align it more akin to Texas and going up Oklahoma and the Dakotas and the like, more Midwest, Nebraska and so forth, that's going to be the Western. That's going to be just the Western political geography of Canada. You get into the East and you're dealing with Quebec, and Quebec tends to vote left nationally in order to kind of keep Ottawa weak, so that they can maintain some semblance of sovereignty and autonomy. And so, our Northeast and Canada's East are generally comparable. And then you do have Vancouver. Vancouver's pretty lefty. BC's got definitely some very, very, well, for them, it would be very, very red spots. Their red is liberal and their blue is conservative. So that's the way I see it. I see it as I would look at the west side of Canada as more kind of like our Midwest and Texas. Do we have another one? Why don't we do another one? Richard Maynard, Dr. Steve, in your opinion, will Trump suspend habeas corpus? It depends how it depends how the Supreme Court rules this summer, or the way they rule, meaning if Roberts decides to play a delaying game. If this goes beyond June or July, all bets are off. I think Trump will suspend habeas corpus. Remember, Clinton, he's being held to a standard that Clinton and Obama, when they were doing mass deportations, were under no moral compulsion to conform to. These rogue judges are attempting to put cuffs on Trump again. They're attempting to stifle Trump's mass deportation in a way they didn't even imagine doing for Clinton and Obama when they were engaged in the deportation of well over 1 million illegal migrants. So this is a game that left-wing liberals are playing to try to delay the inevitable, or to try to bring this over to the midterms, hoping that might change, though it's not. Doesn't matter what happens in the midterms, Trump is still going to enforce this. So yeah, I do see that Trump will inevitably suspend habeas corpus if the Supreme Court does not rule in a way that is truly justice. We've got one super chat. Yeah, let's do a quick super chat. Libera Max, we Americans don't owe nothing to nobody. Instead, we should help our fellow citizens with housing plans and American jobs. America first. Oh, no, absolutely. I'm with you, Liberum. I'm with you. But just President Trump did see that he felt like the Afrikaners were being treated unfairly, given the clear political persecution that they're under, the racially motivated political persecution, and no other country would help them. Just two so far, Australia and Russia. That's it. Nobody else will help them. And so he just wanted to open up America to good, solid, Christian, conservative farmers to be a part of a good, solid, Christian, conservative society. But absolutely, we should be helping our fellow citizens with housing plans, American jobs first. Absolutely. No question. And I think President Trump is doing that. Very good. All right. Why don't we move on over, gang? Last chance. Click on that link below, or where's that QR code? Yeah, scan that QR code. Come on over. Join our Conservative Patriots Club, where we have our own virtual private platform, our exclusive virtual platform where you can come on over and ask me your questions and fellowship with fellow patriots online from all over the world. You'll love it. I'll see you there in 30 seconds. God bless, gang.